Hey guys, it's Vex again. I'm here with another comp video. This one's on Orc Tribal. Might look a little different to your average Orc comp. Normally you run Thrall, Samuro, and Zyrella in the starting three. This one runs Garrosh, Thrall, and Sourfang in the starting three. I've been experimenting with this and it seems to do well. So I'm gonna just kind of go over it, share my thoughts on it, say why it's good. I think it's good, and yeah. Um, First of all, shout out to Campfire Stone on Instagram. I'll link him in the description for making all these portraits. They look super nice. They make hopefully you guys like this like format better. I heard some people saying they want to like see up closer when I'm talking about specific mercs, so I'm gonna try that out. Another disclaimer, these are all max level stuff. I put their max stats here. None of these abilities or items are max stats, but I'm gonna review them as if they were. So yeah, I'll just start with Sarfing. So Sarfing is a 970. He's a green. So you're leading with two reds and a green, um, which might look a little weak at first glance, but I think a lot of fighters are going to be popular in the meta. So I think this double fighter, or sorry, double protector fighter setup might work against some teams. The only like huge weakness this team has is like Cariel, but I honestly think it's not like too big of a counter to where it just like makes the comp terrible. So I'll go over Sarfing. So he has Serenite Stompers as his equipment, which gives +4/+4 more on his Mobilizing Strike. And what his Mobilizing Strike does is it attacks an enemy, then gives all your damaged orcs +3/+5. So that with the equipment is going to be +7/+9 to all your damaged orcs after he attacks. And he's attacking at 6 speed, which is not the fastest, but it's slower than your other two orcs, so you can ensure they're going to be damaged. So that's the general game plan. You're gonna try and buff your other orcs just with a base attack. Um, and he's a fighter, so you're gonna be doing more damage to casters if that is necessary. You also have the Whirlwind, which is nice because you have Samuro and Bench. And Samuro likes when stuff is damaged before he attacks. So if one of your protectors dies, you can bring in Samuro from the bench with Sarfing if they have a lot of casters. And if one of your reds is dying, odds are that they have casters. And then if your Sourfang dies first, for instance, you can bring out your Zyrella, and then you can counter their protector with your caster. So that's the general idea. The Bladehand Berserker, his summon, you won't really use, I don't think. It's mainly going to be Whirlwind and Mobilizing Strike. But Mobilizing Strike is really good with Garrosh and Thrall. Go to Garrosh next. So his Makara is 5 speed at max level, so you're going to go before Sourfang with that. You're gonna attack an enemy and then it attacks it back. So you buffing him with Sourfang actually like increases that ability by a good amount. His second ability, Horde Strength, gives him taunt for 1 turn and +10 health for each enemy character. You could maybe use this if you need to taunt tough, but I'm not expecting Garrosh's main use to be taunting in this comp. His last ability, Battle Shout, this is what you're going to be using the most, I feel. Give all your orcs +10 attack this turn, and then you attack a random enemy at 3 speed. So you're giving Thrall +10 attack, you're attacking a random enemy which can go through taunt, and that's on top of the other buffs Sourfang's giving out. I have the equipment as Orcish Banner, which Battle Shout also restores 10 health to your orcs. That could be replaced with dueling gauntlets. I do think dueling gauntlets would be better. I just don't know how situational they really are and how often you'll get them to work. If they do work pretty often, maybe take dueling gauntlets instead. But I just thought Orcish Banner would work pretty good at healing some of that retaliation damage up from some of your double attackers like Garrosh and Thrall. So next Thrall, don't really need to say much about him. He's a really good character. He's 1074. Doomhammer gives him +5 attack and Wind Fury. And for the Horde gives all your attacks +5, or sorry, all your orcs +5 attack, and then you attack an enemy. You're gonna attack with him first. So you're gonna attack with him, and then you're gonna attack with Garrosh. They're the same speed, but you get to choose the order. So you attack with Thrall, give all of your characters +5 attack because they're both orcs and then you double attack. So you're going to be doing 20 damage and then 20 damage, which will do 80 damage to a fighter or 40 damage to a caster or a protector. So he's just going to be doing a lot of damage. He's going to be doing a lot with the buffs he's getting from Sourfang and also the buffs from Garrosh from the Battle Shout. So that's the general idea with the opening strat. You just have a lot of damage, and you have a get bench where if something gets picked off really quickly, it's fine. Like you can easily adapt to the situation. So first up is your Cara. Um, you're gonna take ancestral armor, but it doesn't really matter. It just gives her 20 health, which is super nice if you need her to survive. Um, the main reason you're running her is her Orc Onslaught. So from bench, you deal, I think, 12 damage for each of your orcs. So you're dealing 36 damage from bench on an ability. So that will crit casters for like, I don't even know the number. And I don't even know if it's 12 either, but it's a big chunk of damage at 7 speed, which is like not super fast, but it doesn't really need to be. It just does a lot of damage. So if you up against like a lot of casters and you need a fill really quick, you can throw in Rokara or Samuro, depending on your situation. Rokara will do a lot more burst damage. Samuro will get a lot more like long-term value, especially Sourfing is like full health, because Sourfing is going to be giving damaged characters more attack and health, and that's what Samuro likes too. So yeah, that's why Rokara's in the comp. Offensive Rally is pretty good with some of your characters, like Thrall attacks twice, so Offensive Rally will give it to him twice, and other stuff like that, like Samuro, it'll give it to him twice. Tribal Warfare, you might use like while your Orc Onslaught's off cooldown, but generally you're gonna just be spamming Orc Onslaught as much as you can. Samuro, I kind of went over him a lot, but you have Zyrella for his double strike. You also have Sourfing's ability for his double strike. You also have, um, what else is there? Battle Shout, that's what it is. You have the chance for Battle Shout to hit something, and it also gives him 10 attack. So you have some options with you. You're also running Burning Blade, so you're going to get those double attack buffs. Generally, you're just going to be spamming double strike. If you really feel like Whirling Blade will come in clutch and the immune will do something, you can throw it out. But you're generally going to be using double strike on him, especially with all the buffs he's racking up. That's basically why he's in the comp. And then finally, our only caster for the comp, Zarella, she kind of holds everything together. She has Blinding Luminance to reduce something's attack and deal a lot of damage to it. It's really good for Thrall, Samuro, just in general. Like you're reducing their attack, you're also enabling Samuro. Um, Everything is just going to take less retaliation damage, which is pretty important because everything on your team attacks pretty much. You're going to take the Radiant Wand for sure. So you're increasing it, Blinding Luminance at max level to reduce their attack by 12 and deal 14 damage, which will be 28 on a protector. Um, so yeah, that's the general idea for the comp. It's just kind of something I came up with for fun. I don't know how like meta it's gonna be, but I think it's an interesting comp, and I'll be running it in like PvE for fun and definitely PvP a little bit just to see how it fares. But yeah, that's my opinion on like an orc comp. It might not be the strongest, like I said, Zyrella Samuro Thrall is just probably a better opener, but I thought it was fun experimenting with Sourfing because I feel like no one really has in Garrosh. I think they're both really cool units for an orc comp. And yeah, I think they're underutilized in a lot of people's minds. So I just kind of wanted to show what my opinions were on an orc comp, and I hope you guys liked it. I'll link the Hearthstone Mercenaries Discord in the description so you guys can check it out if you want. And once again, thank you for watching. Talk to you guys later.